Hey folks, Craig here. It's been a while, so thanks for hanging on in there for this very video. Utopia has been super productive over the last few months, and that has unfortunately meant less time for YouTube. But I'm happy to say that we've added a new member to our team, Hey Campbell. And with that, I've now got a little bit more time to do what I love doing, and that's making these videos for you. Today's video is going to be a deep dive into M.2 NVMe drives, split into 5 sections, covering why they're better than mechanical drives and SATA SSDs, what NVMe actually means, how you go about installing one, and what kind of performance you should expect from them. To wrap up, I'm even going to give you a chance to win your very own, one of Western Digital's fastest drives in the market. Yep, Western Digital is giving Utopia a WD Black SN750 1TB drive. So hang on in to the end of this video for your chance to win this very drive. So Craig, what is the best upgrade that I can perform on my PC? It's a question that I get asked a lot, and it's pretty common to think graphics cards, processors, when considering gaming upgrades. But one component that often gets overlooked is your humble storage drive. Even in the late part of 2020, there are still gaming PCs getting sold with mechanical hard drives from the factory, and that, my friends, is a travesty of epic proportions. The solid-state drives have never been more affordable. After a quick Google search on entry-level gaming systems, I came across models like Acer's Nitro PC, currently selling at $699 in PC World in the UK. A system like this would really benefit from a faster storage drive, with boot times and other operations being up to 10 times faster. Frankly, this PC's performance out of the box is going to be lethargic at best, and it really needs a storage upgrade. You see, mechanical drives are really slow, I mean tumbleweed slow, when it comes to doing, well, really anything. From turning on your computer, to installing the latest games, to just loading the next level, all of these tasks benefit from faster storage. There was a time when mechanical drives, were ideal because of their low cost, high capacity. And there are still some applications away from home PCs that mean mechanical drives are a good choice. However, for a gaming PC, solid state is the sweet spot. Drives like Western Digital's blue SN750 are ideal options for this, with a good balance of performance against storage capacity and price. In fact, we're going to use this very drive to upgrade my son's gaming PC later on in this video. I was tempted to fire in the SN750, but then I wouldn't be able to give away, and that seemed a shame. So remember, performance users and enthusiasts, this WD's black line is where to look. Drives like the SN750 are the pinnacle of storage performance for most desktop and laptop computers at the moment. It's where it's at. So what is M.2 NVMe Ssd? What the heck do all those letters mean? Well, we're going to go over that. In order to answer these questions, I'm going to break the name down and explain each part. So let's start off with M.2. M.2 is simply the form factor or shape of the drive, with most M.2 drives falling into the 22mm by 18mm size. When we think of storage, we often think of the bigger 2.5-inch SSDs that many of us have been using for years. The thing is, these drives contained a lot of empty space. With that, manufacturers who wanted to reduce the size of their laptops came up with the M.2 form factor, allowing them to add extra storage into the smallest of spaces. Technically, there was a form factor called mSATA first, and M.2 replaced this short-lived form factor. I'm not going to talk about mSATA in this video. Size-wise, you get 3 lengths of M.2. Most desktop motherboards have M.2 slot mounting screw holes for all 3 lengths, usually 80, 60 and 42mm, with 80mm being the most common. If you're planning on upgrading a laptop, then the length of the compatible drive is super important. Be sure to check your laptop before buying your new drive. So now that we know that M.2 simply means the size, the physical size of the device, and we've confirmed our system fits the physical size, can we just go and buy a new drive? Well, unfortunately no, there's a few more things. The bus to which the drive connects is critical for ensuring you get all the performance you need. Think of the bus as being the pipeline through which your data travels to and from your M.2 drive. It's different from M.2 itself, and it can vary from system to system, and it will make all the difference when it comes to choosing the right drive for your system. This is probably the most challenging part of choosing the correct drive for your PC. The first M.2 drives were simply SATA drives without a fancy case. Some M.2 drives on sale right now on the likes of eBay and Amazon still are, and that means you could go out and buy an M.2 drive and not see a performance increase over your standard 2.5-inch SSD, and in fact in some cases they will be even slower. More and more nowadays though, laptops and desktops offer a technology called PCI Express Bus M.2, and with these you will see a substantial increase in performance, but it doesn't stop there. Unfortunately, there are 3 popular speeds of PCI Express Bus out there: Gen 2, Gen 3, and now the very latest Gen 4, which to be fair is currently only supported by a handful of systems. The WD SN750 drive that we're fitting later on is Gen 3, as is the SN750. So now we understand the physical size of the drive and the bus that we're plugging into the drive, we now can move on to those letters, NVMe. They signify the drive is paired with a technology called non-volatile memory express. That is key if you want the very best performance in your system, especially for heavy workloads. A few months ago, NVMe drives were way out the reach of humble gamers looking for a bargain. But with drives like the aforementioned SN550 now being available for a smidgen over £100 in the UK for a 1TB model, they really are available to all. In short, I would suggest that you make sure your next storage drive has NVMe technology on it. If you want to learn more about NVMe specifically, check out my video on NVMe memory here. It's also worth mentioning that if you work with Adobe's Creative Cloud Suite and you want to squeeze out every last bit of performance in your games, then WD's black line, like the 1TB SN750 that I'm giving away at the end of this video, is where you want to put your money. These drives boast even higher performance, and if your budget allows, they will deliver faster performance for your workflow. Next up, we've got capacity, with 1TB drives quickly becoming the new norm. 250GB is the smallest you should ever consider, and if you can stretch for more in your gaming PC, it will be worthwhile, as it's going to stop you having to worry about space anytime soon, with games like Fortnite taking up to 80GB of space on the average install. So now we understand all the technology, I want to illustrate how easy an upgrade this can be. I'm going to upgrade my son's Helix gaming PC to a WD Blue drive. In fact, a massive thank you to WD for sending me both of these drives to mess around with, allowing me to test the SN550 that I'll be using today and the SN750 that I'll be giving away at the end of this video. So just how easy is it to upgrade from a mechanical drive or SSD to an NVMe SSD? Well, there's no time like the present, so let's just crack on and do this. So here we have it, my son's Helix gaming PC, which since the pandemic has been getting hammered with usage, from blended learning, homeschooling, and of course extended Fortnite sessions. He has been using this way more than normal, and with that, I've started to notice things slowing down a bit. It's starting to feel just a little bit sluggish, and this is the perfect time for him to get a cheeky upgrade. We have 2 choices for this upgrade. We can either clone all the data from the existing drive onto the new drive, or we could just go for a factory fresh install. I'm opting today for the factory fresh install. Importantly, other than his game profiles, which are stored on his Epic and Steam accounts, as well as his schoolwork that's all synced to his Microsoft OneDrive account, I know there are no important information on this computer. It's always important to have a backup on anything that's important before you do anything like this, even if you're planning on just cloning the drives. The reason being, things can go wrong, data can become corrupt, and that can be a cause of a big headache if you don't have that backup. So please back up before you start your upgrade. So now we have all the information backed up, I simply pop onto the Microsoft website, download the latest version of Windows 10 installation onto a memory stick, remove our old SSD from the system and install the new one. Very straightforward. So here we simply locate the M.2 slot, slide the stick into place, fasten the retaining screw, and we're good to go. Now that Windows is installed, I'll just do the updates, I'll install the latest drivers and all his hardware. Once it's complete, I'm going to run some stress tests to ensure the system's performing, then I'm just going to log back into Epic and Steam to download his games, and this PC is basically good to go. What's the difference between the SSD he had and the NVMe drive that's now installed? Well, for one, this is a nice capacity upgrade for him. He only had a 240GB SSD before, he now has 1TB, and that means as games get bigger, he's got plenty of space to download more and not worry about running out of storage. Then there is the overall performance. I ran some tests on boot time, game load times, as well as some SSD specific tests to show synthetic performance. And as you can see, there is a great difference between the drives, and overall, the system has never run better. Not bad for a little bit over £100 and an afternoon's work. So we have teamed up with our friends at Western Digital to give away this awesome drive. You can win one of their incredible 1TB WD Black SN750 M.2 NVMe solid state drives, and to do it, all you need to do is visit the link in the description and enter using our Gleam tool. In the meantime, if you've got any questions about this video or anything else, fire them into the comments, and as always, I will do my very best to answer them. I also want to say a massive thank you to WD for all the support in allowing us to give this drive away, allowing us really to send some love to you. So you've got until the end of the month to enter. Look forward to it, have fun, and take care. See you in the next video.